And Dani Olmo scored to give them a lead over France. It would be a lead they would hold on to and guarantee a place in this year's Euro final on Sunday. Hello, welcome into ESPN FC. I'm Dan Thomas, joined in the studio today by Craig Burley, Steve McManaman, Frank LeBoeuf.
Yeah, and I'm the last to be named because you want to tackle me right now.
I don't want to tackle you. I'm just saying that someone has to be last.
No, like, I see the scenario coming up.
You'd think he would be depressed because the French are out. He's as hyper as he's been this.
I know. As Mbappe said, he's had 2 days off. He's excited to be back on TV. So then Spain are through to the final, defeating France 2-1. Great first half of football this was. Probably the best that we've seen so far in this tournament. Muani would open the scoring. Great header from him to give France the advantage. And then 16-year-old Lamine Yamal would score an absolute beauty from outside of the box to make it 1-1. And then just moments later, great individual skill from Dani Olmo would see Spain get the lead. And the lead, as I say, they would keep until the final whistle. Spain then to the final on Sunday, France out. Jurgen Klinsmann joins us to give us his point of view. We'll be hearing from Jurgen in a moment, but we've got to start with the Frenchman, Frank. Great, this was a really good game, wasn't it?
That was a very good game, and for the first time, the French team scored a real goal in the game, and I thought it would be maybe a turning point, and we saw the Spanish struggling after that, but it took only 10 minutes for them to come back and to show that they were the best team, and hat off to them because they did the job, and I think they deserve to win overall. I think France again wasn't accurate offensively. We saw Mbappe at the last 10 minutes or 15 minutes, he had a clear chance and put the ball over the bar high over. I'm disappointed overall. I'm disappointed by the performance because I really thought that after the first goal something's going to click. And it never happened, in fact.
It was the timing of that equaliser, wasn't it? That from Lamine Yamal, which I felt obviously kept Spain in the game and just kind of shifted that momentum.
Yeah, and I think Spain made France up their game today, didn't they? From what we've seen, they had to. But that's how good sort of Spain have been in this tournament. But I think the big difference was, well, one of the big differences was end product. You know, Mbappe, you know, in final third, and then Dembele with his crosses, you know, not getting past the near post or not hitting great crosses. And the two end products from Spain were tremendous. One from outside the box, which was special, but then the Dani Olmo goal, which was eventually given to him, came from just great skill, sending Tchouaméni the wrong way. And that was one of the big differences, that yes, Spain dominated the bulk of possession, but they did have to defend and you know, get some pressure to try and withhold. But some of the football, again, was fantastic. And they are, thus far, the best side in this competition.
Yeah, and I think that's right from a neutral's point of view. You're happy to see Spain advance.
Yes, I enjoyed the game today. Spain were the better side. I thought France were good in the second half. Mbappe missed a chance up on McConnell, missed a good header, really headed it into the ground. But the best team have gone through yet again. The best team in the whole tournament have rolled on, have beaten teams, have been impressive. Individual players, the two wingers, of course, Fabian Ruiz again today, Rodri again today, holding them together. They just look a really good outfit on the Spanish national team. They deserve to be in the final. They deserve to be favourites in the final, and let's see who's going to join them.
Jurgen, let's talk about Lamine Yamal, 16 years of age. What a strike that was.
Oh, my Lord. What a strike that was to open up your account in the European Championship. It's unbelievable. I mean, it was probably the best first half or 45 minutes we've seen of this European Championship. The first half in this game today was fantastic. I mean, France started well. Obviously, it looked like Mbappe is back, you know, does the assist for Muani, and they go up a 1-0, and then this strike comes. And you just wonder now, you know, how many of those kind of goals will we see in the near future by Lamine Yamal? I mean, what is this kid now doing the next couple of years? But it was absolute beauty. It was so much fun to watch. Second half, things cooled down a little bit, but unfortunately, France couldn't kind of come back in that game. You could see that little pieces were missing in their game. I mean, the way Theo Hernandez, you know, missed his chance. That those or even Mbappe 5 minutes before the end. You know, usually he places that in the corner. You know, he put it high above the goal. Those are things that you usually don't see especially by Kylian Mbappe. And I think, you know, it's well deserved for a Spanish side that overall so far in this tournament, as you guys said, you know, it's the best team and deserves to be in the final. No doubt about it.
it's not just the. We talked about it before the competition started. It's not just the fact that they're great on the ball and they're exciting going forward. It's the fact that their defence, which we all looked at before it started and went, not sure about this, is actually held up pretty well. You know, Navas comes in, does a job for Carvajal.
Gets a yellow card early as well.
Why did France not just keep stuffing the ball down Mbappe's throat and say, run?
Yeah, especially when you have Navas 38 years old, you say,
on a yellow card,
say, why do you try to trick him? You just push the ball and run because he's going to be faster than him. I don't know. I think as a French former player, I can see that some players don't do simple things. And simple things are the hardest stuff to do in football. So when you have an opponent who cannot run and can cope with your pace, use it. And that's what it was. But I think so many players in that team weren't at the level we were expecting them to be, and they were much below. And in comparison, in the contrary, the Spanish team, Cucurella the first, against him and Dembele, we would have thought that he would struggle, and he was better. The Spanish team is very funny because Real Madrid had the same problem all season long. Defensive players missing because of injury, and they cope with the situation very well. And the centre backs, whoever played, were good. Lenormand wasn't there, so Nacho played, and Vivian after came on, and it was okay. Laporte did the job as well. Everything was spot on, really. And there is nothing to say about Spain. I think there are a lot to say about the level of the French players individually. I think Deschamps might be responsible for the selection that he made and the players who should have played that. And we're going to be all coaches of the national team now and say, oh, he should have done that, he should have done that. He's the one who decided. We have to judge him overall. And in his whole career, he did well, but I think he missed the spot at some point with those choices. And that's sad for France. Yeah, but it is what it is. It's football. You have to accept that you played against a better team.
And they're well coached, this Spanish team, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, when you talk about, you hear, I don't have time to work with my players, it's international football, I didn't have time to work on this and work. Here's a guy has worked with youngsters most of his life, coming up working with some superstars, and they're all buying into it. And it's not always about 60 and 70% possession, which it used to be. It's sometimes more about defending a little deeper and hitting on the counter. It's been really good to watch from a Spanish perspective. Yeah. And the difference with France is that the Spanish have been kind of on an even keel most of the way through. Yeah. The way they've performed, they've had a little dip here and there, whereas the French have been slowly, and then they had to pick it up today, which they did. But you just felt that was just a bridge too far for them.
Jurgen, how impressive is it what De La Fuente, the Spanish coach, has done in changing the style of play? Because we think back to the World Cup, where they were so hard to watch. It was just sideways stuff. But as Craig said, it seems that everyone's on board for this new style.
It's very impressive what he's done in such a short period of time. It's fun to watch the Spanish team. It's not about tiki-taka. It's not about just passing. It's going here and there direct, looking into Morata or whoever plays up front, finding a way immediately to score. And they entertained us. They really entertained us so far. And what the coach has done dramatically well is that almost all of the players are on the highest level. They're between 90, 100% going. There's nobody going underneath 80%, which in that French team, you can argue there were some that performed well throughout the tournament, and then some they never reached the level that they used normally to reach. And this is a big difference. You have 2 or 3 players not reaching their maximum, at least 90, 95%. You're not going to the final. And so it's very, very balanced throughout the entire Spanish team on the performance side. And this is definitely the merit of the coach.
Dani Olmo, once again, key as he was obviously when he came on against Germany. Yeah. Lovely play for that second goal.
Yeah, and you wonder, prior to the Pedri injury, whether he would have been on the pitch as much as he has been. He was excellent in the last game. He was excellent again today. It was a lovely goal, as Craig said. The way he controlled the ball and then flips it past Tchouaméni was fantastic. I'm glad he got the UEFA eventually gave him the goal because he deserved it with his play. But yeah, they've been wonderful, haven't they? We've spoken about the wingers, we've spoken about the defenders. Today it's about Carvajal can't play, Norman can't play, but it actually doesn't matter. Jesus Navas came in, did a good enough job. Nacho ended up playing centre defence and ended up going to right back when Vivian came on. they all just chipped in, didn't they? And in the end, they stood strong and they achieved what they wanted to do. It'll be interesting to see the selection now for the final.
Yes.
Danny Carvajal, you'd expect to come back, and it's who's going to play in centre defence. Does Nacho deserve to play, or will Lenormand come right back in and
how to say?
I know. It's the Spanish name gets me all the time.
That's a very strange Spanish name.
With the other French Spaniards, Laporte.
Given the frailties that there were at the back, obviously Jesus Navas coming in, Carvajal out, Nacho then coming in playing at right back. That's going to add to the disappointment, wasn't it? Because there is that vulnerability there that France should have taken advantage of.
Yeah, but it's due maybe to the Spanish, the way they cope with the situation and work all together. And don't forget that when you play on the side, and Trent Alexander-Arnold was a perfect example when he was playing alongside Anderson and I think I forgot it was a centre back at the time for Liverpool. They were coping with that situation. They were helping him. And it's what the Spanish they do with Rodri on the right side, and today you had Nacho coping and helping, covering Navas. That's how it works. Right. It's a collective sport. You cannot isolate somebody and say, "Oh, it's Navas against Mbappe." It's never Navas against Mbappe, because Mbappe knows that as soon as he gets the ball, they're going to come close to Navas, the defenders and the midfielder, to help him out, and that's what it works. That's how it works. That's football how it works. So. Yes, it's disappointing because they didn't use their best friends, French-wise. But again, the Spanish they did the job, and when they had the chance to change something, they missed it. Hernandez right foot, Mbappe right foot as well, Upamecano header. That would have changed the game, and they would have changed the result. So, but it is what it is. Football is like that, and it's full of details that you can talk about after, and that you have to resolve at the present time. But it's, I think overall, there is nothing to be disappointed in the French side because we were bad.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah, that's disappointing overall, isn't it? That you're bad.
The French have was slightly better than England so far, and now they're out.
Yeah.
With the talent level that they've got.
And the argument is that they had the best squad going into this tournament.
Yeah, but when you take individuals, you say, yeah, France and England are the best, and it's why they were the favorites before the competition. But you have to prove it.
Yeah.
Day after days, and they didn't. Yeah. They proved that they were solid defensively, but they had a lack of creativity offensively, and that's the same for the English team. And the others, they move forward, they work with their strength and their weaknesses as well. But overall, if you are more connected, you prove that football